Hello, I'm Jack Quye, but you can call me Jack Quye. I'm here to talk to you about camera work, film making and editing. Now to start off, we're going to look at a piece of 1950s archive footage showing you about the history of editing techniques. Hello, I'm Timothy Spring, and I'm here to talk to you about the history of editing techniques. Editing techniques started in the Victorian times when Edward Muybridge took a series of photos and accidentally discovered motion picture. After that, the gates were open. The Lumiere brothers did a series of static camera films such as Workers Leaving the Factory. Another one of those films would be Train Coming to the Station. It was so scary that the audience had to run out of the cinema because they thought they were going to get hit by a train. Blimey. Next up, we have George Myers in Trip to the Moon. It was a silent movie about people going to see the moon people. Now, another pioneer of editing techniques was Edwin S. Porter. He was the first person to use parallel editing. This is when two events are running at the same time, thus creating a story. Here you can see firemen getting ready, and the people in their house trying to stop the fire. Another one of his great films was The Great Train Robbery. I like kids. Telling kids stories! Telling kids! D.W. Griffith was also a pioneer. He produced the first epic movie. Birth of the Nation, his silent movie, was the highest grossing silent film of the silent film era. It was also very controversial, as it helped to form the second era of the KKK. Bloody forest. The BBC would like to stress we have no racial views whatsoever. Okay, that's all we need to know about the history of film editing techniques. Back to you in the home, Jack. Hey! Now here's like I filmed earlier about the 180-degree rule. Right, now here we've set up a typical father-daughter scene from a very touching drama. We're going to use this to show you how to use the 180-degree rule. The 180-degree rule states that you have an invisible line between two people, shown by a red line here. As well as this, there is a yellow arc. This yellow arc is the line the camera must move along. It cannot cross the red line. The camera must move at least 30 degrees on this line, simply because, as you see here, if it moves less than 30 degrees, it's just not noticeable. Another thing is, never cross the 180-degree line unless you're trying to be unconventional, because you can easily just confuse the audience and break their suspense of disbelief. One of the things you need to maintain whilst making your film, especially between takes, is continuity. If you fail to maintain the continuity, the audience's suspense of disbelief will be broken and they will no longer engage in your film. See, look, I've completely broken up the scene now, haven't I? Another editing technique is montage theory. Montage theory was established by a Russian pioneer known as Lev Kuleshov, and the most notable scene for that is Battle for Potenki, where there's a montage of a scene of a crowd of rebels running away from the army. However, we didn't use this scene. We decided, for more interesting purposes, we'd use Rocky IV montage. Montage is mainly used for two reasons. The most common reason would be for time. With a montage you can establish a certain length of time quite easily and effectively, as done with the training process in Rocky IV here. Another reason is sort of as a metaphor. By putting two opposing images juxtaposition, you make a message in between the images. Okay guys, here's the top 10 things we missed of editing techniques. Rolling at number 10, we have the match cut. The match cut is where we put two things that are seemingly alike, but in two different places. The best example for this is 2001's The Space Odyssey. where we have a monkey throwing a bone up in the air and it instantly changes into a spaceship. At number 9 we have match on action. Match on action is where, for example, if we had like a horror movie and there was a victim and he turns around, he sees a man with a knife and he goes to stab him, the next shot would have just been the knife as it goes in, and that would be an example of match on action. Hold the gate, it's number 8. We have continuity of direction. Continuity of direction states that if you walk onto camera, screen right to screen left, in the next shot you must walk on screen right to screen left again. I'm in heaven. Number 7. We have continuity of motion. The continuity of motion theory states that if you move off camera at a certain speed, you must therefore move on camera in the next shot at the same speed. Dual fix number 6 is an insert. An insert is a shot part of a scene filmed from a different angle from the master shot. I'm alive number 5 is the cutaway. The cutaway is an interruption of a continuously filmed action by inserting a view of something else. Hold the door. Number 4 is the fade and dissolve. Fade and dissolves are ways of changing the scene. A fade is where the screen would fade to black and then to change the scene, or maybe at the end of a film. A dissolve is the change of time. 8's the spree. Number 3 is the eye line match. The eye line match basically means when you have a conversation with two people, their eyes must be in the same part of the camera, otherwise not to disorientate the viewer. Let's find out who is at number 2. This is rule of thirds. The rule of thirds basically means imagine the camera screen split up into 9 rectangular boxes. The top line of the first set of boxes is roughly where you must put someone's eyes when talking to them. Otherwise it will disorientate the viewer again. Nearly done. Number 1 is persistence of vision. Persistence of vision basically means because the way our eyes work, we cannot see how the flickering that happens between frames due to this effect, because our eyes retain a visual image that is imprinted onto them. This is why when you see an older film, because they have much lower frame rate, you can see the flickering that happens between them. Okay, that's it. Thank you.